The war didn't start with explosions. It started with silence. A deep, unnatural silence that spread across the outer colonies like a suffocating blanket. Communications failed first, then supply routes. Then entire stations went dark, one after another, like dying stars blinking out of existence. By the time Earth Command realized what was happening, it was already too late. We were at war. I was stationed on Kepler 442c, a frontier world barely worth the effort of terraforming. Red dust plains stretched endlessly under a dim orange sun, broken only by jagged rock formations and the occasional outpost clinging to survival. Officially, I was a reconnaissance specialist. Unofficially, I was expendable. My name is Elias Vance, and my job was simple: patrol the wastelands, watch for enemy movement, and report anything unusual. That day, I found something very unusual. It started with a signal.
Faint. Broken.
Definitely not human. I was running a standard patrol sweep when my scanner picked it up, a weak distress beacon pulsing somewhere beyond the ridge of the Ashfall Cliffs. Command, this is Vance. I've got an unidentified signal. Investigating. Static answered me. Not unusual. Comms had been unreliable ever since the war began. I adjusted my rifle and moved out. The wind howled across the cliffs, carrying fine red dust that scratched against my visor. Visibility dropped to almost nothing, but the signal grew stronger with every step. Then I saw the crash site, or what was left of it. A sleek, alien craft lay half buried in the sand, its metallic hull twisted and scorched. It wasn't one of ours. It wasn't even close. This was enemy tech. I should have called it in. I didn't. Instead, I approached. The hatch was partially open, pried apart from the inside. That meant survivors. I stepped in cautiously, rifle raised. The interior glowed with a dim, pulsating light. Strange symbols flickered across cracked panels. The air smelled metallic sharp, like ozone. Then I heard it. A low, pained breathing. I followed the sound to the rear compartment and froze. She was there. Slumped against the wall, her armor cracked and scorched, was an alien soldier. At least that's what I thought at the time. Her armor was unlike anything I'd seen, sleek, almost organic, with faint lines of blue light running through it. Her helmet lay beside her, revealing a face that was almost human. Almost. Her skin shimmered faintly, like starlight trapped beneath glass. Her eyes, closed at the moment, were a deep, unnatural violet. She was bleeding, not red.
Silver.
I should have finished her.
That's what protocol said.
Enemy combatant. Unknown capabilities. Terminate on sight. Instead, I lowered my weapon. Yeah, I muttered to myself. I'm definitely getting court-martialed for this. She woke up halfway back to my outpost. I had her slung over my shoulder, her weight surprisingly light despite the armor. I had just cleared the cliffs when I felt her move. A sharp, sudden shift.
Then, pain.
A blade pressed against my throat. Stop, she said. Her voice wasn't spoken. It was inside my head. I froze. Easy, I said slowly. You're injured. I'm trying to help you. Silence. Then, cautiously, you are human. Last I checked. Her grip tightened slightly. Why am I not dead? Good question. Guess I'm not having a great day for following orders, I replied. Another pause. Then the blade lowered. Strange creature, she said. Yeah, I sighed. I get that a lot. Getting her into the outpost was the easy part. Keeping her alive was harder. I wasn't a medic, but I knew enough to patch up basic injuries. Her wounds were different. The silver blood reacted oddly to human medkits, but I managed to stabilize her. For 3 days, she drifted in and out of consciousness. For 3 days, I didn't report her. I told myself it was because comms were still down. That was a lie. The truth? I didn't want them to take her. Didn't want them to turn her into a lab experiment. Didn't want to see that strange, defiant light in her eyes extinguished. She finally woke up on the 4th day. Fully awake this time. I was sitting across the room, cleaning my rifle when she spoke. You could have killed me. I looked up. Yeah. Why didn't you? I shrugged. Didn't feel right. She studied me in silence, her violet eyes sharp and searching. You are an anomaly, she said. Story of my life. A faint flicker of something crossed her expression. Amusement? Elias Vance, she said suddenly. I stiffened. How do you know my name? I accessed your systems while you slept. Of course you did, I muttered. She sat up slowly, wincing slightly. You have shown me mercy. That is not something my people understand. Your people sound fun. They are not. Over the next few days we talked. Well, talked might not be the right word. She spoke. I listened. Sometimes I asked questions. Her name was Lyra. She was a soldier of the Aurelian Empire, a civilization far older and more advanced than humanity. They were the ones attacking our colonies. They see us as a threat? I asked. No, Lyra said. Then why the war? She hesitated. Then, because you are unpredictable. I blinked. That's it. You adapt. You survive. You defy probability. That makes you dangerous. I leaned back. So, you're trying to wipe us out because we're too stubborn? In simple terms, yes. Wow, I said. That's rude. It was on the 7th day that everything changed. The signal came through just after sunrise. Aurelian warships.
Dozens of them.
Heading straight for Kepler, 442c. Lyra felt it before I even saw it on the scanner. Her entire posture changed. They've found me, she said. I frowned. Found you? Why would they? Then it hit me. You're not just a soldier, are you? She didn't answer. She didn't need to. They're not here for the colony, I said slowly. They are here for me. I stared at her. Who are you? Silence. Then she stood. Even injured, there was something commanding about her. Something regal. I am unravel, she said. Sovereign of the Aurelian Empire. I laughed. Then I saw her expression.
And stopped.
Oh, I said. You're serious. The sky burned. Aurelian ships descended like falling stars, their weapons lighting up the horizon. The colony didn't stand a chance. I grabbed my gear, heart pounding. Okay, I said. We need a plan. There is no plan, Lyra said. If they capture me, they will secure their victory. If I escape, the war continues. Not helpful, I snapped. She looked at me. Really looked at me. You could leave, she said. Save yourself. I shook my head. Not happening. Why? I hesitated. Then, because you didn't kill me when you had the chance. Something changed in her eyes. Something softer. We made our stand at the edge of the outpost. 2 figures against an entire invasion force. It was insane. It was hopeless. It was human. They will not expect resistance, Lyra said. Good, I replied, checking my rifle. Let's surprise them. The first wave hit hard. Drones. Infantry. Plasma fire tearing through what little cover we had. We fought anyway. I lost count of how many I took down. Lyra was something else entirely. Even injured, she moved like a storm, fast, precise, unstoppable. Her armor flared with energy, deflecting shots, amplifying her strikes. For the first time, I understood why her people ruled the stars. And for the first time, I understood why they feared us. Because we didn't stop. Even when we should. We were losing. Of course we were. By the time the second wave arrived, I was out of ammo, bleeding from a dozen wounds. Lyra wasn't doing much better. They're closing in, I said, breathing hard. Yes. I looked at her. Got any last-minute queen tricks? She smiled faintly. Then she reached out and took my hand.
Warm. Steady.
Thank you, Elias Vance, she said. For what? For reminding me what strength truly is. The ground shook. A massive Aurelian warship descended overhead, casting a shadow over the battlefield. A voice echoed across the wasteland. Your Majesty, surrender. Lyra stepped forward. I grabbed her arm. What are you doing? Ending this. No, I said. We fight. She looked back at me, and for the first time she looked human. We already have. She raised her hand. The battlefield went silent. Every Aurelian unit froze. The warship's weapons powered down. I am your queen, Lyra said, her voice carrying across the entire field. And I command you, stand down. A long, tense silence followed. Then they obeyed. The war ended that day. Not with a victory, but with a decision. Lyra returned to her people, but she didn't return the same. And neither did I. Months later, I stood on a balcony overlooking a world I never thought I'd see. Aurelian Prime. Lyra's home. Our home, I guess. You still don't belong here, I said. She smiled. Neither do you. Fair point. She stepped beside me, her presence as calm and commanding as ever. But perhaps, she said softly, that is what makes us strong. I looked at her, at the alien queen I had saved, at the soldier who had changed everything. Yeah, I said. Maybe it is. Ending history would remember the war as a turning point, the moment humanity proved it could stand against the stars and survive. But history wouldn't remember the truth. It wouldn't remember the broken soldier in the desert, or the stubborn human who refused to follow orders. It wouldn't remember the moment mercy changed everything. But I would, because I was there, because I made that choice, and because, in the end, the alien soldier I saved didn't just become my queen. She became the reason humanity had a future at all.